part of the canal is quite industrial. Obviously the other side of Westport Lake, you're coming through Stoke-on-Trent. So Westport Lake is a little bit of an oasis in a very industrial area. So it's quite popular, that part. So this is the approach to Harecastle Tunnel. There's a water point on the left hand side, so you're more on the left hand side to get the water if you need it. And there's mooring on the right hand side for waiting to go through the tunnel. You do normally have to wait a little while because the tunnel is, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get through. And I think they kind of just time it. Obviously they need to make sure that there's nobody else in the tunnel. If there's anybody coming the other way, then you have to wait for them to finish. So they do say that be prepared to wait while you're here. So this will be the Telford Tunnel that we're going through. Just to the left is the Brindley Tunnel, and that's all closed down now due to subsidence. So we're at Harecastle Tunnel. This is the old tunnel. This is the James Brindley Tunnel, the one that was originally built and collapsed and had to be closed due to subsidence. And the newer tunnel, which is the one that we'll be going through, is just over there. So you can just about hear the fans going in the tunnel. Harecastle Tunnel and they were ready to take us through, so we haven't really had a lot of time to prepare. They did, we were hoping to do a piece to camera before we came in, but we didn't get time. So we've left our plants on the roof. Their tunnel keeper did say that they would go through, so let's hope they do, otherwise we're going to lose them. Another boat coming through behind us. And then they close the doors and that's it. It's up to us.
You won't be able to hear us because of the noise.
Yeah.
They'll put the fans on, I think.
Yeah, they'll put the fans on once we're in, so we don't suffocate with diesel fumes. Apparently all the narrow bits are, oh, that's the doors closing. Quite noisy, and it's cooled down quite a bit. It's a bit drippy here as well. We have got all the internal lights on. Just about see them shining on the side of the tunnel.
The Brindley Tunnel was the first tunnel through Harecastle Hill and was constructed by James Brindley between 1766 and 1777. Sadly, Brindley died in 1772 and so did not live to see its completion. The tunnel was finished by George Henshaw, and at the time of its construction it was the longest purpose-built tunnel in Britain. Sadly, this tunnel suffered subsidence in the early 20th century and was closed after a partial collapse in 1914. Due to the amount of traffic and the slow process of legging, the Harecastle Tunnel was becoming a major bottleneck on the canal. It was decided to commission a second tunnel to be built by Thomas Telford, and due to the advances in engineering it took just 3 years to build and was completed in 1827. It had a towpath so that horses could pull the boats through the tunnel, and after its construction it was used in conjunction with the Brindley Tunnel, with each tunnel taking traffic in opposite directions. Between 1914 and 1954, an electric tug was used to pull boats through the tunnel, and in 1954 a large fan was constructed at the south portal. And while all the boats are within the tunnel, an airtight door is shut and all the air is pulled through the tunnel by the fan. This allows diesel boats to use the tunnel without suffocating the boaters. And today the journey takes about 30 to 40 minutes. So at 1 3/4 miles or 2,926 yards long, it's one of 3 tunnels that were built at Harecastle. The third tunnel was a railway tunnel which runs some 40 foot above the canal tunnel, and this was closed in the 1960s.
Oh, scary, airy, scary tunnel.
Not as scary as Stanage though.
Not quite, no.
Our first lock of the day. That's the Macclesfield Canal that's coming out, that boat's just come out of. This is the first of 26 locks up Heartbreak Hill. I don't think we'll be doing them all today. Hand lock here isn't working, and since they beat us into the lock, we need to wait for them to go down, and then I'll need to refill it, unless there's somebody coming the other way. So this is the second lock of the day. We're hoping, I think there's a facilities point after this, I think we're stopping at that. Just refilling this. Actually, they empty and refill quite quickly by the looks of it. There's no other boats coming. There's Patrick waiting to come in.
You see me?
He's a twit. This is number 3 of 26, and the lady in front of us kindly refilled it after her because there was no other boats coming. So she started the refilling process, so that was really nice of her. And I think it looks like the facility station is just after this lock, which is what we need to fill up with some water. And he's on his way. Slowly and surely. A slow and steady skipper. So this is number 4 of 26.
Right there, tortoise. Just there?
Yeah. This is number 5 of 26, so the 5th one today. We moored here overnight, having come through Harecastle Tunnel and doing 6 locks. There's 20 locks ahead of us, all fairly close together. Whether we'll get the 20 done today, I don't know. We'd quite like to, if we can. Harecastle Tunnel wasn't too bad. I suppose if you compare it with the Stanage, it was okay, but there was still, you know, really low bits in places. So so there were a few times when Pat went, oh my god, that's a bit low. So we're off now on our quest.
Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. We try to answer everyone. If you like our video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It's free.